Okay, so I thought it would be good to show you what I would do to make circles if I don't have any. And basically this is just a little food container without the lid that I just use, you know, for salads and things like that. And so if you don't have the journey circles, don't stress over it, because you can create just as beautiful an image without. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And I know you probably would just do this fine without a video, but I thought I'd go ahead and do it just for fun. So, and I am going to do two things as far as where I'm beginning. And I know you've done collage before, and so I won't spend a whole lot of time with that. But as far as my journey right now, I'm in just this really place of expectancy for what we might do together. And it feels kind of like a gift to me. I saw this in a magazine called Flow, and I just, you know, the little girl opening the gift, and we can all remember, you know, times when we've received a gift or even given a gift, and that sense of beautiful expectancy and excitement. And so I hope that as you begin this 7 days of refresh, that you're feeling that sense of expectancy, and I hope that I will deliver to you some content that will be a blessing for your life. And so I kind of have that sense of giving the gift, but also receiving it in a way as well. So I'm so happy to be here with you. So here's my little girl. And I normally would spend more time and cut this out very precisely, but I don't want to do that today. Now, as far as glue, I use glue sticks, and sometimes I'll use rubber cement. But rubber cement, I don't know if you've ever used it. It's fun, but it's pretty smelly. So I'm going to go with the glue stick today. So I am going to start by putting this beautiful orange patterned page down as the basis for this journey circle. And I think I'm going to have the bird kind of at the top. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to have to do something about this, but I'm not really worrying about it right now because my little girl is going to be very happy there. So I'm going to let that dry and move on to the next one while I think about what I want to do with these areas. For my other one, I just feel this sense of peace and joy in the process. And so for me, for the background on this one, I'm going to use a page that's just kind of a garden. I know when I'm outside in nature, whether it's in a garden that I've created or walking on land here in Texas, I have a friend that lives on a ranch, and I'm blessed to be able to walk on her land quite often. And so whether it's my own yard and my garden in my little traditional city house or walking out on the land of my friend, I feel really good when I'm in nature. So with journey circles, I'll usually center the circle on a page and then glue it down and then come back and cut it out. And I can already see that because I'm kind of trying to keep this process flowing, I didn't choose very carefully, and I may have let the image go off of the circle. And I used to be a really strong perfectionist, and through the creative process I've really been able to release that. You can see this is coming off a little bit. And I may choose to place my woman to where she can be over on the side, and see if I can alleviate that a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut her out. Once again, I'm going pretty fast. I would normally do this very, very carefully so that there's just her and not anything of the background. And the teacher in me wants to ask myself, what does that mean? You know, what is the reason I feel the need for that? Because there's something really cool happening with this green background showing around her. It's kind of like a bit of a heart chakra experience happening. So let's look and see where I want to place her. I'm really thinking just kind of over here a bit. Placement changes the feel of something. Like if she's here, which I kind of am liking now that I've got her over here, if she's here, there's a sense that she's kind of experiencing the whole garden. Whereas if she's over here, it's like she's just walked through and just kind of savoring the moment. So I'm going to ponder that a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut this one. If you use 140-pound watercolor paper, it will hold up really well for you with these circles. If you live close to a place like Dick Blick or here in Houston, Texas Art Supply, they have cards that you can buy, and they're really, really sturdy. And I've seen them also at Hobby Lobby, for those of you that are close to a Hobby Lobby. I think what I'm going to do when the little girl's here, part of this is, I'm noticing her gift is going to have to shift a little bit too. Look at that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut these gifts off. This is all so intuitive. I mean, it really is. But I know that I want these gifts to show, and I don't want them running off the page. All right, so here are the gifts, and I still have some of this showing. There's really no way to not have it show. So I think what I'm going to do is come back in with some of this, and I really want to tear it. One thing that I really had fun with when I first started doing journey circles, Kat Tarasello, who is the person who came up with journey circles, would encourage us to tear the paper. And I was like, tear the paper? You've got to be kidding me. But now I love the look of it. You know, when you tear the paper, it just kind of gives it a little bit different look. And you have that little bit of the white edge showing. And it's really quite beautiful. So I'm going to do this. Come back and trim. This has a feeling of like the 70s for me. Probably dating myself a little bit there, but it does. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come back in with my ruler, and what I'm doing is I'm just using the ruler as a hard edge, and I'm just pulling the paper. And this one, I need to think about putting right here, I think. Let's see. Yeah. It's beautiful. Look at those colors. So now I'm going to place the little girl. I may not be able to get the entire packages on. I'm just going to release the For some reason, I really want that little bird to show, and I can't really explain it. The thing about journey circles as well is that often with the journey circles, especially with a grouping like what we're going to do, where you're going to have this deck of cards that you can refer back to, what you'll find is that you'll have layers of meaning, and that something that really seemed quite random may end up in the end having some meaning. And for me, there's something about that bird that I'm not sure what it means yet, but I know it means something. So in order to have her hand show, which seems important to me as well, I scooted one package off. So we have this background that I enjoy. We have the little girl wrapping the package, tying the bow, and the presents. And so I hope you will receive today as a gift from me. And I think I'm going to have her over here. And I'm going to be careful to make sure that this part comes all the way down. But I like the look of that. So I'm just all right. So here she is, just beautiful. She's in this lovely garden. I've got glue on my fingers. And she's just really feeling at peace, feeling the joy of being in the garden. I always like to spread the glue around and make sure there's no bubbles, because the bubbles, you can easily remove them when everything's wet, but once everything dries, the bubbles will be there permanently. So I created a Facebook page for us so that we have a place to share. And so I hope that you will have fun creating today, whether you're creating on a spiral path card or on watercolor paper. You can see that as you look at these, they look, the same. Your process will be the same regardless of what you choose. And let me know where you are. Where are you today as we begin this 7-day journey together? And are you feeling like your cup is full or like you're running on empty? Either way, it's fine, and I'm just so happy to be together and to have this time to create.